And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
Violence breeds violence. Repression breeds retaliation. And only a cleansing of our whole society can remove this sickness from our souls.
Those folks who were responsible have been held accountable.
Develops weapons of mass destruction. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society.
We're back with another episode of the WRK podcast, where we ask the questions, but at the end of the day, who really knows? As always, I'm your host, AJ, here with my good friends Dylan and Michael.
Happy Monday. Back at it again.
Back on a Monday. Starting next week, we're going to be back on Wednesdays. So look forward to that. If you watch the live show on YouTube. And yeah, if you're watching the live show on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But we're back on a Monday to give you what you want. But before we do that, follow us on Twitter at WRKPod, on Instagram at WRKPodcast. And yeah, follow us our Patreon page, patreon.com/WRKPod. Support the show. If you like what you hear, if you love the truth, let us give it to you.
Yeah. And then in return, give us money.
Exactly. The truth is not free. That's something that librarians have always lied about. The truth is not free.
Right.
And, I mean, it is, but it isn't.
And we don't mean don't think we're stingy. We're not asking for like $1 million. We just want like $1,000 maybe.
I just want one shiny nickel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's...
or even $1. I'll take $1.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad.
$3 subscription to our Patreon page gets you access to an interview I did with Sam Tripoli of the Tinfoil Hat Show and Jeffrey Wilson of the Conspiracy Farm Show. So, I mean, it's not like you're not getting anything. There's going to be some tasteful nudes up there at some point. Once we see an interest in it,
Put a like and subscribe on our YouTube channel too. Follow us there. That's basically just like money if you think about it. So, if you're strapped for cash, just make yourself an account and come and follow us.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to us on everywhere. Just everywhere. Just do it.
Yeah,
if you're listening to the show, just do it.
Dylan might give you his OnlyFans account information.
Yeah, if you guys want my OnlyFans account information, just let me know that you want it, then I'll create it. But until then, you gotta let me know first.
He's got like the reverse page going, like where you pay him to put his clothes back on. It's a new thing. It's a new age.
Yep, I start in a thong, and if no one's giving me money, I keep getting more naked. But once people start paying, I'm going to put the clothes back on. You don't want to see me naked. You don't want that. You want me to put my clothes on. Come support that.
All right. Anything you need to plug, Mike?
I'm good.
All right. Let's jump into it. So, yeah. MK Ultra is what we're here to talk about today. This one, I like it a lot.
Ooh. I mean, doing drugs, who doesn't like that?
Yeah.
Doing drugs is it's pretty cool, okay? No matter what the DARE program tells you, what your teachers are going to tell you, don't listen to them. All right?
I feel like most of the people that listen to our show don't have teachers anymore, or at least I would hope. But
never too late to go back to college.
True, I guess, but those are professors, and
they definitely like drugs. The professors are all about drugs, I feel like.
Most of the time.
They're like, listen up, okay? You're old enough. You need to take some LSD and calm down, all right?
Yeah, I don't know. I've also met professors on the other side that are just like, I don't know, MAGA country.
Yeah. They're all just random people. They're not. Don't look at them with that much respect. Okay. I don't think they deserve that much respect.
Neither do I.
You gotta earn it.
I think, yeah, like, teachers always are like, talking back to you and shit. Why can't you talk back to them?
Right. Right, exactly. But yeah, MK Ultra. Talking about mind control.
Yes, Michelob Ultra.
Or as Emma said when she first saw it, M Cultra.
Oh no!
I think we were watching like a movie or something, and she sees on the board somehow MK Ultra and goes. She looks at me and goes, "What's M Cultra?" And I was like, I fucking cried. I was dead. I was in tears laughing. I've never heard that in my life.
It's
before.
Ann Coulter's perfume line. Come on, we all know. We all know what it is.
But, I mean, hey, maybe you didn't know that either. So if you learned something today, I mean, I'm glad we could help.
Yeah.
Don't ever call it M Culture in front of your friends.
Yeah, you're gonna have a big old egg on your head if you do that.
Right. Go to your friends and tell them all, when you're done listening. Tell them all about the MK Michelob Ultra, You're going to be an expert.
Share some MK Michelob Ultra with your friends,
Yeah.
It's the best way to keep on giving. The ultimate solution for thirst.
Exactly. Which, thinking about it, maybe we should have been drinking the old MK Michelob Ultras, but
I thought about it, but I get such a bad headache the next day after drinking those fucking things.
Fair enough. Yeah, not one person representing it. Sorry, we're not sponsored by them.
Maybe
so,
if they would have sponsored the show, I mean, it is what it is.
I probably still wouldn't drink them.
This show is brought to you by Four Queens, sponsoring all the milkshakes. Is that what you got, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Already know.
Damn. Milkshake or what? Or a snowstorm?
It's milkshake.
Milkshake.
Strawberry?
No, gross.
What? Dude, you got to get the strawberry banana
I
pudding
like
one.
chocolate.
Oof, I don't know how that sounds.
That's
Strawberry
It's
banana.
so good.
Chocolate's my go-to for a shake.
Yeah.
That's all I need. I don't need nothing else. Maybe a little strawberry in there, but
Dude, strawberry
Gross.
banana pudding. I'm telling you.
I'll look for it. I'll try it.
Try it out.
I'm gonna try it.
It's like $3,
Think I won't try it? I'll fucking try it.
Fucking dare me not to try it?
Dare me not
fucking
try
do
it. Go there, say, hey, listen, this guy said that this was the shit. Can you agree? Some high school kid just like, what? The fuck? I find that so weird that it's just always run by high school kids and shit, like young kids, and they're just whipping shit out faster than like any adult could ever whip up ice cream. Those kids are nuts.
They are nuts. Right. Should we jump into MK Ultra?
Yeah, let's talk about mind control, not ice cream. Okay.
Ice cream is a form of mind control, okay? MK Ultra was a government program that is definitely a real thing that happened, and if anyone ever tries to tell you that it wasn't, has bad intentions. They're telling you that in bad faith. It's 100% true. The government's paid out millions of dollars because of damages through their research.
Crazy.
So anyone that ever says MK Ultra, oh, that's a conspiracy theory, like, no, they're a fucking idiot. It's one of those, like, this is where conspiracy theorists get
Credibility.
Credibility is their belief in MK Ultra for so long. It's insane the amount of people that will be like, that's not real to this day.
But it's totally verifiable.
Yeah, literally court record, documented, verifiably true.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just I was writing this down to save it for later. Something I don't know when we'll talk about this, but let's get more into MK Ultra. Sorry, I didn't mean to be typing over here.
All right.
Like a typing Nancy.
MK Ultra often gets labeled as a conspiracy theory or, oh, that's just too crazy, but it's not. The program itself literally churned the way that our culture evolved from the 1960s through the CIA giving LSD to anyone wearing tie-dye or hemp in San Francisco. Completely changed the direction that our culture was going. To where if MK Ultra wasn't a thing, our day-to-day lives would be completely unmeasurably different.
Do you think is that because the fucking free spirit movement type shit?
It helped popularize the hippie movement.
Mm-hmm. And we'd all just be wearing we'd all be Mormons.
We'd all be fucking Hank Hill.
We'd be going door to door. Instead of the podcast, we'd be going door to door trying to ask people to become a Mormon or something.
Yeah.
That could have been us.
Could have been. I would guess that's probably a positive out of MK Ultra being a thing. I would, if my job was selling Bibles door to door.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be thumping them motherfuckers.
Yeah, MK Ultra's it's a weird thing that happened, because like you said, I think it was great that they introduced drugs to people to open up their mind and let them see things differently.
Well, that's like the third party aspect of MK Ultra. The first party aspect is where it's like really fucked up.
Right. Yeah. Very much so.
It definitely it changed the culture so much at the time that it was like the man was giving you shit and everyone was trying to stick it to the man, and people didn't realize that they were assisting the man.
So where it was a little more gruesome, right? It starts in Nazi Germany, right? World War II.
Sounds about right.
I believe so. Started in the where's the camp? One of the Auschwitz camps.
One of the Auschwitz camps.
Dachau concentration camp. Do not know if I'm pronouncing that right, but just kind of like a continuation of that. But that's where
Well, we talked about it before, Operation Paperclip. It was basically the NFL draft of Nazi scientists to either our government or Russia's government.
And I don't know if they were necessarily using the LSD and stuff like that. I just know that they were doing tests to try and do mind control. So I don't know exactly what their methods were, but I don't know. I really don't know what they were working on back then.
Well, they were pumping German soldiers up with methamphetamine, thinking it made them stronger, more like Captain America.
Well, they could fight longer.
Mescaline. I didn't really. What is mescaline actually? I think I looked it up.
It's in like cactuses and stuff like that.
Huh.
To make you trip balls.
The kind of the same thing they were doing though to the people. Once again, they were testing people without telling them they were going to get tested. That was their thing. Mm-hmm. Like, we need to make sure these guys don't know that they're about to be tripping balls. Couldn't imagine being one of those people that just out of nowhere starts tripping balls. I don't know how I'd feel about that.
Pretty sure that wasn't there an experiment where they just poisoned the whole town's water supply?
That's the yeah, there was. I don't really.
Oh, you mean Flint, Michigan?
No, but with LSD.
Was that the story of the? I can't remember. That was in the end of the movie Men Who Stare at Goats, but I don't remember if that's connected.
Man, I should have rewatched The Men Who Stare at Goats before this.
Yeah. So at the end,
that movie is fucking awesome.
It was a good movie. I watched it so long ago, but yeah, that was crazy. The whole town's water supply, just a whole town just starting to trip balls. And I don't remember in the movie it shows them all at some sort of event. I don't know. I wonder if that's how it happened. They got all the townspeople together and had them start tripping balls, or if they just kind of put it in the water and let them kind of...
Well, they probably put it in the well, and then the Grateful Dead showed up. Everyone was just dancing and rubbing each other fucking in the middle of town square. I don't know. That's how I'd imagine it would have happened.
I think the Men Who Stare at Goats. Yeah, the main guy I can't remember if it was a girl or guy. Gottlieb. Is it Sidney Gottlieb, the one who's in charge of the program? Mm-hmm. He's the one who I believe. Let's see. I think it's. He got a deal through the government for he was supposed to get in trouble, but I think he got a deal that saved him from I can't even read this. But he lived the rest of his years raising goats in his rural house in Virginia. So I think that's where they get the name Men Who Stare at Goats. The Man Who Stared at Goats. I don't remember the movie. Is it Men Who Stare at Goats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was about soldiers that were not great soldiers. Right. That were training to access psychic powers through
Walk-
psychotropic
yeah.
drugs and medication. Yeah, walk through walls. Like,
Yeah, I remember one of the clips, the guy tries to walk through a wall and like run through it.
he's just
biffs
like
it,
fucking sprinting at the wall.
biffs it. So when the end of that movie, when the guy actually walks through the fucking wall, I stood up and clapped. I was like, this is a great movie.
Spoiler!
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, if you believe movies, they could walk through walls with the power of LSD.
And meditation.
Right. Yeah, thank God I was like, there's no way in this movie they're going to have him actually
I wish
walk
I
through
remembered
the wall,
who
but-
the fucking main guy, the leader of the platoon. I wish I remembered who the fuck it was. But it's so funny because he's wearing like army fatigues with like a hemp fucking sweater over it. Has long ass hair and a big beard. And he's like, hey man, like Vietnam's not cool, man. We're just going to sit here and meditate and take drugs.
Starring George Clooney, Ewan McGregor, Jeff Bridges.
Is it Ewan McGregor that plays the... I can't remember what that... I can't put name to face right now off the top of my head.
And Kevin Spacey. That
Yeah,
movie
we don't
had
like that guy.
Yeah, we don't fuck with Kevin Spacey, but the rest of the cast is absolutely incredible. What a good fucking movie. We'll have to go back and watch that one. But that one thing we were talking about with the water supply and everything, that's something I was typing because I was like, they did all these experiments on unknowing members of the CIA. Every experiment was doing it on unknowing people. So then my mindset goes to, well, if they're going to do experiments on their own members of the CIA, well, like, that should be a pretty obvious reason why they would just fuck shit up for normal people and not give a shit about doing it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very good example that shows that they don't give a fuck about their own people as much as, civilians. Like, you think they care about the civilian population? Fuck no.
Well, I mean, you want to talk about the CIA being fucking dumpster people and having the ends justify the means. Operation Northwoods, they planned on putting a bunch of college students on a plane to Cuba and then pretending that Cuba shot it down, but they were really going to shoot it down themselves.
Right.
Made it all the way to the president's desk. Guess which president shot it down? JFK. What happened to him? He got fucking shot in the head.
Yep.
Shot in the throat.
And I think that's one of the only... There might have been another one, I can't remember, but very few times do you see like stories of them planning on fucking civilians' lives up to go to war. Like, we don't see it a lot, but like that's in the history books. Like, you can read about that.
Well, I mean, like,
not history books like at school. They wouldn't put that in a school history book, but
yeah, like, I mean, you got like 9/11 shit, like everything. The Gulf of Tonkin got us in the Vietnam War. All this shit, like,
right.
All
I think
CIA,
the Vietnam, the Gulf of Tonkin. That's one I was thinking of too. I just can never remember that shit.
Yeah,
but
dude.
yeah.
Jim Morrison's dad was the admiral in charge of the Gulf of Tonkin incident.
Damn, crazy. He's the Doors? Grateful
Yeah,
Dead.
the Doors.
Doors?
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, that's crazy as hell.
Talk about fucking government insight on your pop culture. Jim Morrison's dad starting the Vietnam War, and then he becomes one of the most popular anti-war musicians in the fucking world at the time. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Weird.
It's almost like they wanted us to be divided over the Vietnam War. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I'm just an idiot in my basement. I'm not trying to put two and two together, but it's almost like they wanted it to happen like that.
Yeah,
Or
that
maybe-
actually is a good point. I don't know.
Maybe dude just really hated his dad.
I feel like those are the two main options we have. I feel like it can't be anything other than that.
Right.
There's no fucking way. Some dude just has a ghostwriter. You sure I'm gonna sing this? This stuff's a little dark. My dad might get mad. No, trust me, bro. People are gonna love it. It's totally in your Q zone.
Dude, I will say, though, the remake of Riders on the Storm for the, Need for Speed movie is so fucking badass.
Which Need for Speed?
I don't
Just
know.
one. Need for
Tokyo,
Speed.
maybe?
No, that was Fast and the Furious.
Fast and
maybe.
Furious, yeah. Or maybe it was for the Need for Speed game. I don't remember.
Or the movie.
But it's
'cause there was
Riders.
the
It's
movie.
Riders on the Storm featuring fucking Snoop Dogg.
Oh man, I feel like I've heard that, but I need to definitely go back. That sounds badass.
Dude, that like no matter what mood you're in, that song pumps you up.
Right. What's the do we get striked if we play, like, we could play clips of songs, right? We can't play the whole thing unless we stopped it, right, and commented on it.
It depends. In the format that we do it, probably safer to just not.
Right.
But
it's what all those. I think it's funny, like all the reaction people who do the reaction to music videos, and you're like, I just hate it. I'm like, you stop every 20 seconds to say something, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of those.
Yeah, not a fan. Especially, like, I'm a vocal coach, and I'm going to react to Haley Williams singing.
Right.
It's like, cool.
Right.
You're a vocal coach?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll take your word for it.
Right. I remember one lady said she was a vocal coach and was kind of talking about, oh, she did this little thing and did a little sing with it to kind of like as an example or whatever, and it sounded like she was not a vocal coach. I was like, maybe you should sing better and then call yourself a vocal coach.
It's like Jack Black said, those that can't do, teach, and those that can't teach Jim.
Yeah, exactly. Damn. Famous words to remember.
I should have taught Jim.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
So when was it? The only reason we know about this, in 1977, we had a Freedom of Information Act that brought forth 20,000 documents.
I love those.
20,000 documents. That's a lot. And all they were doing was just brainwashing people. So that's a lot of documentation on.
Yeah, that's like
brainwash. Like, I can't imagine how many people were stripped to a board and had water getting dropped on their head and while they're on LSD, like.
Well, just the amount that was paid out. That's the scary part. Mm-hmm. The amount of actual monies that some people's families got, because it would range depending on how fucked up you were after it. But, oh my God, the amount of money the U.S. government paid out. It was like, I think, oh man, I read somewhere it was over $35 million.
Jeez. And at that time, woof.
Yeah. And this is, the 70s.
Right.
And that's the cases that were settled in the 70s too. Like there were cases being settled in the 80s, the 90s.
It said information.
Now.
Yeah, information. They said they got a decent chunk more information in 2001, and then said they found some more info even in 2018. So I mean, those 20,000 documents there, that could even be just a little blip in what they actually had and did. And I mean, you imagine this shit. They had information going back from fucking World War II, fucking doing the experiments, from that. Like, I'm sure they have plenty of documents, way more than 20,000.
Yeah.
But 20,000 is still a lot of documents.
That's almost as many documents as Hillary Clinton smashed off her BlackBerry with a hammer.
Yep. It says that in 1973, so 4 years before this happened, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered them to be destroyed. So that's another thing why I think if it was 1977 when they got 20,000 documents, that's 4 years after the CIA director ordered them to be destroyed. So, I mean, that just seems like a lot of fucking documents to be released, after ordering all of the shit to be destroyed. That's where I'm like, holy shit.
Burn it,
like,
burn it with fire.
There must have been like millions of documents, and they're like, okay, everyone clean out the desks, hurry, burn it. And one guy just fucking has his headphones in while they're like ordering them to burn it all, and he just walks out of the office, just leaves it
it's like that episode of SpongeBob when he's trying to think of something and all his brain cells are running around burning shit.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. So that's one thing that's crazy. There's so much more that happened. They were doing this shit every single day on I don't know how many people per day, but it was free reign for them. They got to do what they wanted. So
yeah, I mean they still do.
Yeah, true. Mm-hmm. But But yeah, it's crazy that for them every single day they're just drugging a new person to watch. Like at some point, I believe that they just wanted to do it for fun. They were like, "Bro, let's drug Tommy up. Let's watch Tommy for a day, dude.
Let's get Tommy.
bored.
We'll put him in a cage with a hamster, and we'll see what happens."
Yeah. That's all I can imagine. Is just like they were just so bored that they were like, "Ah, dude, let's get Tommy tripping, bro, and like put him in a meeting or something, and tell him he has to go up to the front and give a speech or something, you know."
Yeah. So the idea for MK Ultra started in the midst of the Cold War with Russia. And both governments were trying to figure out how to make one person two different people through the use of psychedelic drugs, traumatic events, etc., etc. And that's the original goal, was to create a spy that was so good at being a spy that they didn't realize they were two different people inside the same body.
Like a sleeper cell. Sleeper agent. Okay.
And this is like in pop culture all the time, like the FX show The Americans, in BioShock Infinite, Red Sparrow, like The Manchurian Candidate. The list goes on and on of all these pop culture where it's like, so we talk about it all the time on the show where it's like they hide the truth in the art. The truth is imitated in the art. And it's like, the idea that anyone's like, yeah, but that's way too far-fetched. It's not going to happen. That never happened. It's fucking unreal to me.
Right.
Like, if this happened in a different country, like, say this happened in China, people would be like, oh, that fucking communist leader Pooh Bear over in fucking China, he's brainwashing his people, making them take acid, and oh my god, we need to go over there and overthrow their government. But it happens in America, and people are like, no, it didn't happen in America.
It didn't happen here.
Oh, shut up! Eat your TV dinner, you stupid fucker. Watch the Fox News and the CNN, you stupid.
We
bitch.
just heard all of that too with COVID coming in, and how many times I heard people say, "Well, that's over there. That's not likely going to be able to affect us in America, really." Like, it's just not gonna. They're more society. It just couldn't happen here, and it's like,
The Chinese have a weak immune system.
Yeah, I was like, every time I was like, you don't think it would, but I mean it. You know, we're the same as every other country. We ain't shit. We is not shit.
We ain't shit. We ain't never gonna be shit.
Said they were also a couple of the schemes. They wanted to try and drug Fidel Castro and try and make him fucking, one of their little, mind-controlled guinea pigs. But, I don't think the project had... I don't believe it had a ton of success. Because what it talks about is...
It's still having success. What do you mean? They're still doing MK Ultra on us.
But I mean, like, as far as back during Gottlieb's time in the CIA, it was documented by a lot of people that he thought his shit didn't stink and thought he was this great, like, revolutionary guy, was coming up with all this shit for the greater good. But they were like almost all of his shit failed. Every plan, every, I don't know, project you would put that out there to try and, mind control someone. They all said he failed almost all the time, but still thought he was this great, fucking leader and like a person who was going to change the world, and thought he was the best guy in the
leader
CIA.
of the Red Scare.
Yeah,
but so, like we were talking about just a minute ago, we only have access to 20,000 documents that didn't get burnt.
Right.
There's a lot that did, and I have a sneaking suspicion that we're about to have a relapse into a different episode that we did before, slightly. Because one of the cases that I think screams MK Ultra that was successful is Sirhan Sirhan. Do you remember who that is?
I thought you were going to say Britney Spears, but keep going.
So Sirhan Sirhan was a immigrant who went on to assassinate Robert Kennedy. Or Sirhan Sirhan. I should pronounce it. I should say his name with respect.
Sirhan.
I don't trust people whose names are
double.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. It's worse than Stanley Yelnats.
I had one of my buddies in school, Perkan.
It was Firkin Perkin.
Firkin Perkin, yeah.
Yeah, Firkin Perkin. I remember
Perkin.
that.
Something like that.
Love that kid.
Yeah, he was
If he ever
pretty
hears
cool.
this, love you, dude.
So Sirhan was hold on, let me find it in my notes. I fucking put it in a really weird spot. He was
He's the dude that shot RFK, right?
Yeah, Robert Kennedy. He was a Jordanian, Palestinian, Israeli. So he had citizenship to all three countries. Mm-hmm. His family came to California. He got a job being a jockey after never riding a horse. Got kicked in the head by a horse, disappeared for 3 weeks, and he thought that he was in and out of the hospital within a day. So he has no memory of the 3 weeks.
Yo, which is crazy. I mean, if a horse were to kick you, you would definitely get blasted into the future, you know?
Yeah.
If a horse were to kick you, I could see yourself getting blasted like 3 weeks into the future, like through like a time warp.
Well,
That's how hard a fucking horse I imagine would kick you.
5 foot, like he was like a horse jockey. Like he was like 5'4", maybe weighed 100 pounds wet. Mm-hmm. Grown man. And yeah, he gets blasted in the head by a horse, wakes up 3 weeks later in his apartment. His family was like, where the fuck have you been? Mm-hmm. We're in a different country now. Where the fuck are you? And he's like, oh, I'm staying in America, blah, blah, blah. Like, I really think I'm getting a hang on this horse jockeying thing. So they cut him loose. Like 3 weeks later, he shoots Robert Kennedy.
Air quotes, right?
Yeah, he air quotes shoots Robert Kennedy.
Because there's like a theory that the CIA like made him the fall guy or something.
Yeah, and he doesn't remember that day at all. He remembers everything leading up to shooting Kennedy. He all of Kennedy's fatal wounds were from the back. He was standing in front of Kennedy.
Yeah.
And he only brought 8 bullets, shot all 8 of them, and hit 6 people, but also hit Kennedy 8 times. It's like, but did that really happen like that? No, it didn't.
Right.
There's no fucking way that it happened like that.
What I was saying earlier too with the guy that I said, you said they're still doing it successfully today. Mm-hmm. I honestly think that the people that say he didn't accomplish a lot, I have a very high doubt that could have just been lies. And he was, why would you continue this research from, World War II, like the Nazis, like they obviously had something. So the fact that they're going out there saying this guy didn't accomplish anything, he had a lot of failed projects, and it's like, okay, but really? Like,
we're all being hypnotized on a mass, fucking scale.
Well,
It's an oblong box on the fucking side of your room.
The fluoride in the water.
I'm talking about your fucking TV. Turn that motherfucker off.
The entire Trump presidency, fucking Sean Hannity wore a CIA pin on his fucking shirt. The entire Trump presidency. Didn't even hide it. And, that's Operation Mockingbird. 100%. They say there's at least one CIA agent in every newsroom in America, and that's what the CIA tells us.
Right.
Like, dude, stay away from KWWL, I'll tell you. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Don't drink the fucking Brita filter in that bitch. You're gonna be tripping your balls off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Talk about the fluoride in the water and the calcification of our pineal gland, and just trying to fuck with our brain.
Wait, they're doing what to our penises?
Yeah, so they're making them smaller.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But they call it the third eye, and
they're making mine softer the older I get. I don't know. That's weird.
They I don't really know what else. I know there's other things that do it, and just natural occurrences will start to calcify it. But
sugar.
Yeah, I think shit like that, like the bad foods and everything like that, work to fuck with it. And I'm not sure, but I think the pineal gland is what's in charge of releasing DMT. I don't quite remember, but I remember looking into it, and I think it might be what's in charge of releasing DMT. So I could be wrong. It could have been something else, but I I feel like I remember reading that. If I'm wrong, then donate us $100 and explain to me, please. Okay? If I'm wrong, then donate $100 and tell me, you know, what actually is what's going on.
Back to Sirhan real quick. I just found something in my notes that piqued my interest that I wanted to throw back out there into the world. So it's believed that he has this famous journal that he had that was used in the trial, and it just said RFK must die over and over again, like throughout the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And he does not have any recollection of having the journal. Doesn't match his handwriting, like enough to be like, you're the Zodiac killer because your handwriting matched the.
Right.
It's that far off enough to where it was like barely usable in court. They're just like, oh well, we found this in your apartment. Bleh.
Right.
So there was this odd shortwave radio broadcast, and he was obsessed with shortwave radios. And it's theorized by, at the time, the most experienced psychologist in the entire world, the head of the psychology department at Harvard at the time, interviewed him for like 70 plus hours. And he believed that he was hypnotized through shortwave radio broadcasting while he was asleep.
Dang.
I believe it.
And yeah,
This is a Harvard guy. Okay, this guy
literally brought him to testify and interview Sirhan for 70 plus hours for the assassination of a presidential candidate. So I mean, it holds some weight.
Right.
Coming, like if I went up there and said that, they'd be like, "Oh, this crazy corn-fed fucker,
Like you.
this fucking giant
Right.
dumb bitch."
Mongoloid.
It wasn't some psychiatrist or whatever from Hawkeye Community College.
That it was not. It wasn't even a psychiatrist from Iowa, from the University of Iowa.
Yeah, not even there. Harvard, baby.
Wasn't even a psychiatrist from Yale.
Yeah, not even Yale.
The number one sought out psychiatrist in the entire country at the time.
Believes it was mind control.
Yes, believes that Sirhan was under hypnosis is what he called it. He called it hypnosis.
Right.
Because they didn't really fuck it, like outside of Star Trek, they didn't fuck with mind control in even pop culture back then. You know?
I feel like the only way is they talked about it was the fucking guy with the pendulum or whatever.
Yeah, the clackers.
And just, you will act like a chicken.
Suck this dick. No, is that not what he said?
Yeah, he said something along the lines of that. Something about dick. I don't know. Dicks were definitely talked about.
Put this dick near your mouth.
But yeah, that's where I say, like, I definitely believe they were having success in it, because if they had to pay out all that money, what was the first thing you're going to have people that knew him say? Oh, none of his projects worked. He was a failure. None of his shit worked. All of his shit didn't work, like, we didn't actually...
Right.
We were just giving him drugs, and seeing what was going on, but...
Yeah, I mean, there's, like, several cases of assassins being quote-unquote hypnotized, is how they're described at the time. And, yeah, one of them... so we've got Sirhan. We got the Hinckley family. We got Frank Olson... Frank Olson is a crazy one, or Frank Ocean, sorry. His family received $750,000. Wait, no, why did I say it like that? $750,000. And damn it, dude, my brain just churned off. I was like, wait, what did I say? Got someone popping up in the chat. Anything worth mentioning, Mike?
Just some guy saying that we should do a Bible conspiracy one.
A Bible conspiracy?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so down with that.
Yeah, Lorenzo, what's up?
Lorenzo back in the chat. What's up, baby? But yeah, so the Frank's family received almost $1 million in damages, and this is in the 70s. Who was Frank? He was a bioweapons designer who was slipped LSD without his knowledge at a CIA testing facility and ended up jumping out the 13th story window.
Jesus.
Nice.
In the middle of the day. Can you imagine going out to your car and just fucking having Frank fall on the hoodie or 1974 fucking New Yorker? Just like, oh shit.
Hell no.
Bro, I fucking would love to see that. It would scar me for life, but would I if you told me, do you want to miss this or do you want to see it? I'd have to see it.
Oh yeah.
And then I'd call you guys and be like, you guys are never going to believe what's about to happen.
I always want to see somebody like just like one of those joggers that got no care in the world just get like flipped up by a car or something like that.
Dude, I guess I watched that shit on like Reddit and shit, some of that nasty shit, and I'm just like, dude, it scars me. But I can't stop watching, bro. Cannot stop watching. But yeah, dude, that's crazy, man. That, like you said, you know, there was 8 shots fired in his back and there was people in the crowd and everything, that this guy is like,
well, they're
like, what a better name,
Sirhan.
yeah, Sirhan. What a better name too to put in the titles. That
well, yeah, he shot 8 shots, 6 people were hit, and RFK got shot 8 times. Mathematically, doesn't make sense.
Right.
Like, literally, the dishwasher got shot, and he was 40 feet away from fucking RFK.
Dude, that's crazy that the handwriting doesn't match up. So if you were here for this,
like, it like matches, but it's not like it's like what circumstantial evidence is what they would call it, I guess. It's not. Well, here you wrote this. It's like this kind of looks like you wrote it. Is more the
okay, but still, so that would still kind of imply it could have been him just thinking he was not himself or not knowing he was himself. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's and they were like, oh, they tackled him on the floor and he's just like looking up at people smiling and shit.
Damn.
It doesn't make sense. It's just I don't like it.
Yeah. I think this says one thing I have here. By March 1971, over 26,000 potential agents had been acquired for future screening. Now, I wonder, does that mean, like, do you think that means they hired all these people that were like, yeah, I worked at Burger King. I really want this job, though. And they were like, oh, okay, you're in. You want to be a CIA agent? You got it, bro. You're like just what we need. And they just hired all these, like, see a guy on the street and like, dude, yo, that's a nice fucking Wendy's hat. You want to come work for the CIA? Like, that's what I'm imagining. They're just hiring all these fucking whoever, these nobodies to test them. But I also don't know.
Yeah, there's probably like a farm somewhere. Like in Pineapple Express, there's just a farm somewhere with an underground base beneath it where they're testing people.
Right. But also, it wouldn't put it past me that they just did 26,000 of their actual agents because they probably just, didn't give a shit. And if you give people LSD and test them, these people, it fucks with their lives. But, I mean, they weren't killing them. So they didn't really think that they were going to, harm all these people.
No, but they did.
Mentally.
They did get the people that they were testing on to kill other people.
You're right.
So...
Right. Well, I think those people were special, but like the majority of the people they tested, it was just like, well, it's just LSD. We know it's safe, But it was when they did extra shit, like torture and all this other shit with it. That's when it would be a little messed up.
That's not LSD that you're getting from a guy in like a McDonald's parking lot, a white dude with dreadlocks who's got, fucking LSD wrapped up in a used 5 gum wrapper. It's like weapon grade. Like, it's gonna fuck.
I would not want to try that LSD.
No, not at all. Like, this, it's not coming out of a Transformers fucking lunchbox. It's fucking coming out of a dry. Like, they open the case and there's like vials hanging down.
I don't know. It might have came out of a Transformers lunchbox.
No, dude, it was the 70s. They didn't have Transformers, bro.
Well, what was big in the 70s?
G.I. Joe.
Power Rangers?
G.I. Joe, Power Rangers, and Captain America, baby. Just fucking... No, not even Power Rangers. Power Rangers was like the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Power Rangers first started when I was like One.
Yeah.
Not in Japan. In America, it did, but
Right.
America did it better.
Dude, I liked the Operation under MK Ultra. Which one was it? The Operation Midnight Climax or whatever. You guys hear about that one?
Three-way climax.
Midnight Climax.
Yeah, I think I read about that.
Dude,
actually.
and the CIA ladies would like dress up as prostitutes and lure dudes back to their like hotel room or whatever, and with like a two-way mirror, they'd give the guy fucking LSD and.
I have it right here. They targeted men. They targeted men in San Fran who would be too embarrassed to talk about the situation. They were like, "We're going after people who we know would just not want to talk about it."
Just picking up Johns and fucking slipping them Mickeys.
Yeah.
That's
Fucking 'em
fucking. That's kind of funny, but super fucked
Dude,
up.
just think how fucking. Dude, you don't know that it's fucking just hitting. It's just hitting you, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Especially if you've never tried LSD before.
And it's that fucking government-made weapon-grade LSD.
So that shit's fucking
Woof.
good.
I always like the idea. It's in search of the truth serum. I always like that.
Ooh.
It's what they were. That's what they were trying to do. I think that was also part of the midnight climax. Was it's once again trying to get people to get drugged up so they can get information out of them that they wouldn't want to talk about.
Right.
So I think that's part of it. But I couldn't imagine that I could recall anything after having weapon grade LSD. I don't know.
No.
I think I would just be like, dude, stop torturing me and asking me questions. I don't remember, bro. The walls were melting and I was sinking into the ground. Like the ground was quicksand and I thought I was going to die, but
Well, I dropped acid for the first time when I was like really like probably like too young to have dropped acid for the first time. I think I was like 18. And I think just doing it that young made something in my brain to where I have such a low tolerance for it. So I'm like, dude, I'll take like a quarter tab and I'll be fucking kosher.
yeah.
But anything more than that, I'm just not having a good time.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things, but I feel like more times than not, the LSD is usually just strong anyways.
Yeah, and well, nowadays we're basically getting dumpster LSD too. But
Right.
still, like, dude, you met like just with my ability, like tolerance or mental ability to handle the LSD, with the idea of taking it from a dumpster grade LSD compared to the weapon grade LSD that they were giving these Johns and fucking Motel
Right.
6s. I'm like, dude, I would be losing my mind in that room.
Oh yeah.
Freaking.
One I have here is it was one of the things that they would do is they would have two people. I can't remember really exactly how I have it written, but they would have two people take LSD into a room and have to sit there for. I don't remember how long it said.
But where's
for
their
hours.
safe guy?
They're supposed to be each other's safe guy, and they're
Oh,
just,
really?
they take notes. They sit in a room, just them, on acid, and they're supposed to take notes about each other. Like,
And that's where Sirhan's journal that just says RFK must die over and over again. That's the origin of it.
Okay. You guys, there was that one lady or whatever that was in the CIA and did projects with like, what was it, a dolphin? Did you guys hear about that one? She like
you're telling me about that.
lived with this dolphin. Like she flooded her like lab or whatever so she could live with this dolphin 24/7, and she was like fucking the dolphin and shit.
Oh,
Yeah, but she said it was purely for work, you know. But no, like it just got really fucking.
And someone gave her LSD.
No, they were giving. I mean, yeah, she was probably taking it too, but they were giving it to the fucking dolphin.
Huh.
Because they were trying to like communicate.
And that's
with
how
animals.
mermaids got born.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I see the Frank Olson dropping from the 13 story.
Is it Olsen?
Yeah.
I have Olsen and Ocean in my notes, and I got really fucking confused.
Hell yeah.
I think it just auto-corrected. I don't know.
Frank Ocean's like a singer, I think.
Yeah.
I thought he was the main character in Ocean's 11. I don't know.
You might be right.
No, that's Danny Ocean.
Oh, you're right. I knew I was wrong.
Who is right?
I knew I was wrong. Oh man, thank you for knowing stuff.
Dude, I fucking love the Ocean's 12, one of my favorite movies ever. Gets shit on as part of the trilogy, but I love that movie.
I didn't watch any of them.
So good.
Damn, bro, you're missing out.
I didn't watch the Mission Impossibles either.
You're not missing out.
The first one, I only watched
Tom
the
Cruise
first.
is a midget.
I only watched
You
the
heard it
first
here
Mission
first.
Impossible, but I liked the first
Did you say
Mission
I
Impossible.
thought you said I only watched the first midget impossible.
No, that's a movie. That's a movie right there.
Bro, that would be fucking awesome.
Starring Vern Voyer.
Yeah.
I think he's dead, didn't he?
Starring the ghost of Vern Voyer. I
There you
don't
go.
know.
There you go. There we go.
I'm not gonna put Wee Man in there. He's too busy making jackass videos.
Yeah, so I have here some of the drugs. I don't really know if this is all of them, but heroin, morphine, temazepam?
Temazepam?
Maybe. Temazepam. That is perfect. Mescaline, psilocybin, scopolamine, alcohol, and sodium pentothal.
That was fucking people up, huh?
I was going to say the alcohol would have been the better. I'd be like, man, you just want me to get drunk? Okay.
All right, well.
But what's that stuff over there? It says on the side of it, morphine and mescaline. Can I try some of that? Like, the guy next door, I'm looking at him, and he's having a blast right now. Like, all you guys got me was these shitty fucking Michelob Ultras. The fuck?
Dude, I'd be pissed.
I'd be pissed too. Like, yo, if someone told me, okay, we're gonna give you guys different drugs and see how you react. If I was the one who got alcohol, I'd be pissed. If some dude was getting like
Morphine.
shrooms or something or something crazy, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, I get alcohol.
You guys fucked me.
Yeah.
They did like college kids could sign up to go do all those drugs and shit like that. Like the I don't know, I can't remember his name is, but he was like he wrote the book The One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or something like that. Yeah, he just signed up when he was in college just to go take drugs from the CIA government.
Trying to find. So they on top of us. I don't know where in Canada, but they did a lot of experiments on Canadians as well. And there was a British psychiatrist who went over, Donald Ewan Cameron, creator of the psychic driving concept, which, if I'm right, I think it's just repeating something over to them. The idea that you just repeat something to someone constantly through a loop or over a radio or something until it connects home with them. But yeah, that's crazy that, we were doing this to Canada too. And I'm surprised we haven't heard anything from them. They're very quiet.
Oh, Canada.
My home in something land. I don't know. Sorry, Canadians. If you're Canadian, we apologize.
Oh, we ruined that.
But yeah, I think that's crazy that they were not only on Americans but Canadians as well. Like, I feel like Canadians didn't deserve that.
Well, and so this is all being done under, what the fuck was the director's name? Ginsburg.
Sidney Gottlieb.
Gottlieb.
Yeah. So do you remember when we were talking about the crimes of George H.W. Bush, what his nickname was in the CIA? After he was booted out of the CIA, they called him the shadow director of the CIA.
Thought it was Big Papa.
Basically. So fucking George H.W.'s Big Papa in the CIA. And so this is where it starts getting real fucking freaky as far as like assassinations go in MK Ultra. So not only one presidential candidate who was in opposition with George H.W. Bush was killed by MK Ultra guy, but another one was almost killed by a potential MK Ultra guy. So this is where we're getting the story of John Hinckley Jr. rather. He was the would-be assassin for Ronald Reagan, but he was a piss poor shot, and he tried to kill Reagan when George H.W. was vice president.
The gun's too big for my hand. I can't hold the gun right. It's too heavy.
Oh, So this story gets really fucking weird. So John Hinckley Jr.'s family, I don't know if you guys know this, was friends with the Bushes, and John Hinckley Jr.'s brother was scheduled to have dinner with George H.W. Bush's son, not Jeb or George, I can't remember his name, the night of the assassination. Like, their families were going to have a celebratory dinner. And that's all facts, no cap. Like, it's the Washington Post, New York Times, everything has covered it.
Wild.
So literally John Hinckley Jr. was assassinating the president. George Bush Sr. would become president, and their families were going to celebrate together. It's fucking bonkers.
Yeah, it is how you say bonkers.
I don't know. It's people chalk it up as a coincidence a lot of the time. But like that, I don't know, man. A coincidence to me is, so when I moved to New York, the first bar I went to, one of the bartenders was a former Iowa Hawkeye football player. That's a coincidence.
Yeah.
Right.
This, not so much.
Right.
Too many connecting.
Yeah, and so in fucking George H.W. had his fucking fingers, his family had fingers in the Nazi experiments. His family had fingers in the CIA's opening. He definitely had his fingers in MK Ultra.
Do you think they're sticky?
They're sticky fingers, brother.
I think they're sticky, and I think they smell like shit.
Damn.
I'm also trying to see.
Oh, this is the best part, though. Fucking Hinckley said that the reason he wanted to shoot Ronald Reagan is because he was obsessed with Jodie Foster.
That's a weird reason.
Yeah, and he was obsessed with the movie Taxi Driver, where Robert De Niro plans to assassinate the presidential candidate.
I mean, that sounds solid to me. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, sounds like someone sat him down and was like, look, if you don't do this job right, they're not going to kill you. If you don't do the job right and they don't kill you, this is what you gotta say.
It's a good alibi.
Another thing about Gottlieb, when he was wanting to go into the war, he was denied. I'm trying to remember where I have this. Wanted to join the war, but they wouldn't let him because of his club foot, apparently. He was brought in to look up the use of bacteria and chemicals for the military. And then once he started doing all of this brainwashing stuff, his real interest was instead looking for ways to poison large groups. And that he was fascinated with the idea that chemicals could be controlled a person's mind as well. Well, I guess he wanted to do that, but what it sounds like his first idea was, how do I wipe out, a fucking nation, or a city with, poison or whatever. I don't know.
Put it in their water.
Yeah, you make their water system out of lead, and then you fucking don't replace it for 30 years, and then you got Flint, Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like somebody that was in the government was like, yeah, fuck them. Just pocket this money.
I still, to my, how has that not become a national emergency to the point where the problem has been solved yet? It's been a known problem for what? At least 10 years now?
Right. Didn't Elon Musk do some shit about it?
I don't know. I know that there was Kohler offered to give free reverse osmosis devices to every household in Flint, Michigan, and then that never went through. We're on our third president in the Flint, Michigan water crisis, and it's just why is this still a thing? Someone just drill a fucking well.
Right. Just, dude,
do something, do anything.
It's expensive as fuck, but I've seen those things that they line the inside of the pipes, and you can do it while they're fucking, in the ground and shit.
Yeah. or you just fucking replace the system.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's expensive, but less expensive than fucking wrongful death lawsuits and...
Right. Because they're drinking y'all shitty ass water. What is this, you know?
Dude, literally like
Tijuana?
10 years. It's fucking insane.
Fucking Tijuana over here or what?
Basically.
Tia Joanna.
Juana.
Dude, they're doing way good. Their internet's way better than ours, bro.
In Tia Joanna?
Yeah, dude. They're a first world country compared to us.
Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, I don't know. That blows my mind. Like there's at this point it's like the government's intentionally poisoning people. That
Right.
there's something that they want out of that town that people aren't leaving, and they're intentionally poisoning people.
You think out of Flint? Do they just
Yeah.
want everyone to die there so they can just rebuild
I think
it?
they want people to leave. Otherwise,
There's oil
Obama
in
didn't fix
these
it,
holes.
Trump didn't fix it, and Biden's not fixing it. Like, what the fuck is the point? Like, what are they doing?
Right.
Kohler was trying to do a thing with the government to put RO machines in everyone's houses to purify the water as it came out of the tap. That didn't go through. Like,
Yeah.
there's something going on in Flint, Michigan that we don't know about. And I kind of want to get to the bottom of it.
I guess, do we just go there and investigate ourselves? Do our own research?
Yeah, we should. That's probably the safest way to do it.
Could be ghosts or
Not
something
use the
too.
internet.
Like maybe we need like some supernatural people to come with too, because there's probably ghosts. That's probably
Definitely
why.
some spooky ghost.
That's probably why. That's the only reason I could think of that they don't want to like go there is because it's haunted. Makes sense.
It just blows my mind. I don't know, dude. I've fucking replaced water mains for miles.
Not that hard.
Well, it's hard and it's dangerous.
But for one crew to be able to do that
a
compared to
crew of 4 people compared to what the U.S. government can fucking do.
right. And you could have had like a, hey everyone, we're gonna be doing a little bit of construction, but your water is gonna not kill you, so that's cool, right?
Yeah, like I've literally replaced a water main while the old water main was broken and still seeping out. They had to open the fire hydrant down the street to keep it from flooding us out from replacing the water main.
Mm-hmm. But it was doable.
Yeah, and it was me and 2 other guys.
I wonder how much it would have cost like people in Flint. I mean, it would be probably illegal to be doing that without permission, but I wonder if the people would be willing to do it, like, yo.
Well, it's just really fucking weird to me that it's just that one fucking town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't hear about this any other town having water.
That's like is
Flint.
there like an oil buildup underneath the town? Like what is it that they're trying to, in my mind, kick people out of the town of Flint, Michigan by not fixing the problem?
I feel like they would
not letting other people fix the
just.
problem.
Do you think there'd be an easier way for them though if they really wanted something from it? They could just say, "Yo, this has like
eminent domain. They can buy the land back from you at below cost value through eminent domain."
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, what the fuck is happening there? Like, what?
Right. Why don't they just buy it out from them and say, I don't know.
Some people won't leave their house though, like that movie Up or whatnot.
I don't think that's what it was about.
Well, I mean, if there's something there, you gotta make the place shittier first, so that people want to leave.
Yeah.
And then you pay them to leave. But if it's a nice town, people are gonna leave it.
Right. No. I'm just. But they can do it through eminent domain legally.
Yeah.
Air quotes legally, but.
Yeah, but you don't want them to put up a fight about it because it's a shitty town. Who cares,
Yeah, that's where I'm just like.
Right.
The government doesn't care about the fucking citizens in this country, man.
Hell no.
Another thing I have in here, so it was kind of wild. 1951, team of CIA scientists with Gottlieb flew to Tokyo. They had 4 Japanese suspected of working for the Russians. They brought them to a secret location, did their, depressants and stimulants, and they got them to confess that they were working for the Russians. And the reason I like this part so much is because they took them to Tokyo Bay and shot them and dumped overboard, which I think is badass as fuck. I think that's pretty badass.
It's pretty mafioso.
That's pretty.
yeah.
It's metal. That's metal. But it makes me wonder. Okay, did they get them to confess because they were on drugs, or were they fucking torturing them by hooking car batteries up to their nuts?
When
You know,
you're going to confess to anything
Yeah.
at that point, you know.
Yeah,
I did it.
that's it. Yeah, just kill me now.
Well, if someone's shooting you up with fucking LSD and lorazepam constantly, like, what's the... I'd take the car battery over that.
I've never had lorazepam.
It just brings you back down.
Oh.
I think I've tried it.
It's basically Xanax.
Oh.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I'm not.
it's
I don't
like-
like those. I think I tried it a few different,
It's.
like,
I
couple
think
times.
it's stronger than Xanax, right? It has more depressants than Xanax does.
I have no clue. I just remember
all
I
I know.
was like, I never touching something like that again. I don't know. Never touching anything like that again.
No more pills.
Yeah, pills are just.
That's bad.
No,
for
I
you,
did.
man.
I did lorazepam one time, and then it was so stupid. Don't, if you ever listen to this, don't ever do it. So the thing is, you take lorazepam, makes you sleepy. You drink a 5-hour energy, makes you wired, and then you kind of just like dream while you're awake.
Yeah, I don't.
Don't do it.
I
It's
knew a
stupid
buddy-
and it's super dangerous.
I knew a person who would take it he'd take it all the time, but then like on weekends he was taking it like crazy and would come back on one day and be like, I don't remember anything about the whole weekend. I don't remember anything. And I'm just like, so that's why you've done this like 3 months in a row? Every weekend for like 3 months, you black out completely for the whole weekend?
Jeez.
Like, who wants that?
People that want to escape reality.
Probably.
People that listen to Little Peep.
Yeah. You listen to SoundCloud rappers. You don't take lorazepam, okay? You're gonna take that. You're gonna robo-trip.
Anything you can get your hands on.
Dye hair pink. It is what it is.
Oh. Well, Ron just says the opiates will get you super addicting.
Yeah, opiates are fucked. Like that's one of those, like, my dad was like almost a pro level athlete in baseball, and he got seriously injured his senior year of college, which ended his baseball career. But he all my life was like super like, the doctor's going to tell you can take this much amount of painkillers for, like, when I broke my elbow. Like, I don't remember the first one. Like, obviously, they dosed me up for that, like my
Right.
parents did. My second elbow that I shattered, he was like, they're going to tell you take this much. He's like, you're going to take half of that and, like, 2 aspirin. So that's always, every time, like, I've abused painkillers in my party days, but not to an extent where it became a problem.
Yeah,
Just
not
because
like
I think
people
I-
who
just 'cause I
OD
think-
and
yeah.
shit like that. Like I, if I ever took anything, I knew at least something about it, and took probably like a tenth of what normal people who take it on the regular, you know. And I just
I'm not like, it was like when I was abusing opioids, it was like, yeah, I'll take a hydro and then we're gonna go drink for a couple hours, and it's like you feel really weird, like you're like drunk but you're like numb. And I was just like, again, don't do that if you're listening to this and you're an influenceable person.
Right.
Don't like take it from my, like, it wasn't worth it, but it, yeah, I did that, but
Right.
and it never became like a.
Lorenzo says, though, if you do opiates, you could get posseed up by demons. Oh, I mean, possessed.
posseed up.
Dude,
What
I'm fucking posseed up with demons all the time, bro.
Fuck the Crips, bro. We're the fucking. What would be a cool name?
Southside demons, baby.
Southside Demons. What up?
That sounds like a bowling league.
Yeah, that's my bowling team, bro. Why you gotta expose me like that?
Yo, this is my posse right here, bro. Nah, don't bring salt. They don't like that. Get that shit out of here.
No, yeah, but fuck it, dude. Abusing opioids to the point where it becomes an issue, like it's so, like the line is so fine for each person to person. It's don't even get to the line.
No, don't
get
do
to
that
that
shit.
line. I've seen I think two friends so far. Like, I'm not even 30 yet, and I've seen 2 friends from high school go down that line to where they're not here anymore. So
there's a lot better drugs than those ones, you know?
yeah, like
Shit.
they smoke fucking weed. It's way better.
Right.
Makes you feel way better. Fucking painkillers are, like, yeah, they make you numb and make you not feel anything. But like pot, just like if you're hurting, pot doesn't take away the pain, but it makes like
you forget the pain for a little moment.
Well, you forget the pain, but it makes you like feel like everything else. So like when you're hurting, like say like your right foot hurts and your dad's always like, oh, you want me to stop on your left foot and make your right foot feel better? That's what pot is like, and as far as pain relief goes, in my mind,
trying to get you so spaced off that you're like, wow, this hurts, but also, what if I put Cheetos on cheesecake?
Yeah, but my left hand is tingly.
Nah, Lorenzo talking about, though, like the lorazepams and shit when he says possesso. That's how I'd always describe my one buddy and other people. It just looks like they're fucking possessed by something. Like, they look like they need to be casted into the next Conjuring movie as the person who sits in the chair and looks like he's fucking...
just shaking.
Yeah, like possessed. And they're like, yeah, is it method acting or something? When you, like, do shit... Like, you would, like, drink alcohol when you're supposed to be drunk, do lorazepam when you're supposed to be possessed by a ghost, all that good shit.
Yeah, no, those fucking, like, Xanax, lorazepam, all that shit, it's like, ugh. Take less than what the doctor tells you to.
Agreed, bro. People who are on that shit, I'm just like, bro, live your life. Open your eyes and just see life, you know? Like, stop getting so fucking zonked. It's just... That's such a shit way to live.
Yeah.
Well, it's also scary. Like, you want to live fucking 2 days out of your week on autopilot?
Yeah.
Or if you're doing it regularly, more than 2 days out of your week on autopilot? I don't. That's why I stopped taking Adderall when I drink. Because it makes me go on autopilot. Because my brain turns off and my body's like, let's fucking rage.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Mixing,
once my brain turns off, my body is like, let's fucking party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like mixing shit. I can't imagine what they went through. And that's what they did, just constantly giving people downers then uppers. Giving people uppers then downers. Maybe you get the upper and then you get another upper and then a downer. But mostly downer than upper.
Yeah, like, as far as like my drug use that I do goes, is I only like taking drugs that make me feel me, but in a different way. I don't want to feel like a different person. I don't want to forget that I'm alive. You know, like, it's like, I don't want to go into a split, like, Xanax coma and let my body roam around the world. Right. Or even, like, over drinking. I don't want to do that where I'm just roaming around the world anymore.
Lorenzo says, you know, when your brain turns off, who's driving? You know?
The devil.
That's what he's
the devil.
The, demons,
the devil
bro.
is
the
driving.
Demons, you know? Shit.
The
Al Ghul Hall.
Al
when you're
there's a demon called Al Ghul Hall.
When you're fucking when your brain goes to sleep, so does the angel on your shoulder, but the devil on your shoulder does not go to sleep.
I want to find out how I want to see. I'm trying to look up how strong was the LSD. Like, I know we could say as strong as fuck, but like I want someone to be like, yo, I've tried regular LSD. I was having an outer body experience where I was watching my dad have sex with my mom, and that's when I got pregnant. Like,
you got pregnant?
That's probably the LSD they were getting.
Dude, well, so back to like them giving shit to people in San Francisco and like the hippie movement. One of the scientists from the CIA worked on the crew for the Grateful Dead and was traveling. I can't remember his name. It's like David Von something.
It was
some Nazi.
Giving out free
giving out free LSD at Grateful Dead, and they would tour the world. They even talked about like the Grateful Dead tour in the fucking ABC show The Goldbergs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love that show.
I think that's towards the end of what was that show? With
Season 2.
It was with not Goldberg's. It was with all the freaks and geeks. When they go at the end of that, and she decides to ditch and go to the Grateful Dead concert.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. She was probably hooked on acid after that. Ruined her life. The girl was really good at math, and now she's probably really good at seeing walls bleed. That's what I want to try, though.
Wine and weed used to make me feel mad, at peace, but I'm about to be 30, feel like I'm giving it all up, bring that escape. Yeah, dude, like, it's like getting old, you gotta calm it down.
Right. When you're a kid and you get fucked up, you can handle it all. You have the energy to just blast through and be like, wow, this is fucking awesome. But the older you get, you're like, holy fuck, I did too much.
Wow,
I
that
messed
hangover
up.
hurts. You know,
Right.
Dude,
Like,
I've had fucking skateboard injuries hurt less than fucking hangovers these days.
Right. 100%. I got up today, took 6 steps away from my bed, said nope, got right back into bed and slept for like 3 more hours. Shit is not cool.
At least you didn't piss out your window.
Yeah. I mean, that was, another day.
In the screen. That's the best part. Like, it could be
In the screen, yeah.
You could-
Screen
you could-
wasn't open.
You could piss out the window and it'd be just like, oh, okay, you know, I'm pissing out the window. I'm too lazy, but not knowing the screen's there is the best part.
Here's an article I see. What a long, strange trip. LSD and the Grateful Dead. Brought to you by CIA's LSD.
The best LSD you can buy, but you don't have to buy it because it's free.
That's
Just report to us, you know? Shit.
Tickets come with LSD at admissions.
yeah.
They should just fucking been like, hey, we got some LSD. Does anybody want it? All you need to do is, like, tell us about your experience.
Right.
So many people would fucking do it.
I would.
Yeah.
If it was like people doing it for science, I'd be like, there's no way they're gonna be hiding other shit. Like they probably just want us
This
to
is probably
trip
gonna be
balls.
This is gonna be the cleanest fucking LSD of my life.
I'd be the
Yeah,
only.
like I'm cool with doing LSD like that and stuff, you know, but like getting slipped LSD in a motel room and
Exactly.
fucking having a stripper's thumb up your ass and it's just like, dude, it just gets so weird.
Dude, yeah, I would be fucking... Especially because you don't know that they're doing it to you, you know? You can't prepare. That's one of the, you know, the main things I like to do if I were to trip is prepare for it.
I would
Yeah,
be very.
you gotta very hydrate before.
Yeah.
Fucking eat because you're not gonna eat for like 12 to 18 hours.
I did fucking eat this one time. Fruits taste amazing, dude. I ate a fucking whole cutie with the skin on it and everything.
Oh God.
Bro, so when I think of like tripping, I've thought about this and people have talked about how you'll keep like the LSD and shit sometimes in your bones or something, so if you like crack it or it somehow releases, like you can like have like a
Flashback.
like it'll come back up and can like redose you if it's like dormant in your body or whatever. If it gets like I don't know if this is true or not, but I always think about that, and I thought about this episode and I'm like, if I was tripping balls and someone gave me random LSD, my first thought would be, holy fuck, like I must have cracked my back just right or something, you know? Like I've done that where I've cracked my back so good and I just fucking like in the best way, and I just feel for
That
just
rush.
a little bit of a just like a whoa, like
The walls are breathing again.
it wouldn't surprise me. I would be totally like, oh, I'm tripping balls on acid.
You go
I'd
to
be
the
like,
chiropractor that day and you're just like, fuck, that was a good fucking session.
yeah, that's what I imagine. Like, but
That hippopotamus really did a good job.
for someone who's doing it for the first time, though, that would be so fucking scary. Like,
Right.
I would be so fucking scared. I couldn't imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't imagine being that
especially
person.
you're in a random fucking place most of the time.
Yeah, a fucking Motel 6
Yeah.
with a girl you don't know, with people around behind a two-way
Yeah.
mirror,
Yeah, what
taking
the
notes about
fuck?
her shoving a fucking pencil in your ass while your world is melting around you.
Jesus.
Dude,
Hell
it's just
yeah.
like the first time I took LSD, like I was not prepared for it. But I had people around me that were like able to make it cool.
Right.
But at the same time, it was like the first like half hour of it was like inner monologue, like this isn't okay, this isn't okay.
Right. I want to go to I want to take LSD and go to one of those float tanks or whatever when you're just floating in the salt water and it's like pitch black.
A fucking suppressant tank or
I
whatever.
just thought about that too.
Sensory deprivation.
I was thinking about how like if you do something like shrooms or anything like that, and you're like looking at stuff, and you're like, I never go into my imagination. Like you think a lot when you're tripping,
right?
But you don't really close your eyes and like I don't, anyways, and go and let my mind and how crazy it would go. Because I'd rather be in the now and present and laughing and tripping, with my friends, but. I could imagine. I thought about that like a few days ago. I was like, bro, imagine being somewhere where it's all your mind. It's nothing but you and your thoughts and how crazy it could get.
Yeah. You know what's not fun, but sounds super fun? Fucking taking Lunchbox LSD and going lunar bowling.
Oof.
That's not a good time.
No, I don't like a lot of people around.
Yeah, no.
Not a lot of noise. Fucking,
yeah.
You hear someone get a strike and 13 lesbians are screaming, yeah, fuck yeah.
I think as long as it was, if it was dark though, I think I'd be happier because when I'm in the daytime and people can see me is when I get very like when me and my boy, I don't want to draw names, we went to the amusement park and we were tripping and it was just like, you felt like
everybody was watching you.
Well, it was just weird because, there's all these kids and families around and I'm just like, oh gosh, this is very, very weird. I would much like not to be in this situation, but we did it. We were champs about it, and we did it, and it was a fucking crazy time. Absolutely crazy. Would not do again. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, won't do it again.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think that's the last time I want to, if I ever took hallucinogens and went out somewhere in public. I think I'm good on that.
Oh, yeah,
unless it's disking, unless it's disc golf. Disc golf
that's not that public though.
Right.
Do you remember when we took some synthetic hallucinogens that came from fucking Portland and walked through the woods?
Oh shit! Yeah, it was over by
Pfeiffer Park.
Yeah. We walked all the way from Pfeiffer to over down by Booty Call almost.
Yeah, and we were in that person's yard, and they had the cast iron.
Oh yeah. I remember
how
that.
fucking freaky that shit was. Oh my god!
Seeing a moose, just like nobody move.
Yeah,
nobody fucking move.
I bumped into a cast iron cutout of a moose, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Oh.
Yeah, I remember there was 2 different times I think I did the synthetic shit, and that was one time, and I think the other time was when I went to that. It was like a party out in the woods or something. It's like a high school party or some shit, and I mean, normally I would be like, dude, I don't want to be around all these people, but back then I was spunky. I was a spunky kid looking to have fun. I was having a great fucking time. The floors were fucking moving, and everything was moving, and I was just like, this is the best party ever. If I had to go to the same place though now, I'd just be like, oh god, get me the fuck out of here. Get me the fuck out of here. I'd go outside and just hide or something.
Right, go lay in the grass, look at the stars.
Right. I don't know. I always wanted to try that though. The idea of wanting to get hypnotized to try and fix things about me, but also me taking LSD or shrooms before having someone try and hypnotize me.
I've heard a lot of things about people doing therapy.
Right.
Hypnotherapy.
Oh yeah.
No, just regular therapy.
Oh.
Yeah.
On mushrooms.
Yeah.
Dude, mushrooms are so fucking chill. It's like TV and cartoons make it out to be so much worse than it is.
I think LSD hits way harder than mushrooms.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%. It's not even in my mind questionable how. Well, one's a naturally produced chemical, and the other one is a lab produced chemical that someone gives you out of a SpongeBob lunchbox,
Right.
Yeah.
with a fucking one of those blue icy packs to keep it cold, and they're like, put it in your freezer if you're not taking it right now. I swear to God, every white dude with dreadlocks that gives me LSD has ever said that in my life. He's
Really?
like,
'Cause I'm
if
just
you're not
gonna-
taking it now, put it in your freezer.
Wrong. They're actually wrong because the moisture from your freezer can actually fuck it up. So you want to put it in a book or something.
Weird.
That's why I don't trust fucking white dudes with dreadlocks and SpongeBob lunchboxes.
I feel like I need to get rid of my SpongeBob lunchbox now.
If you gave me shit, I would trust it. I've always trusted anything you've ever been like, hey, you want to try this? I was like, yeah, dude. If you do it with me, I'll do it with you.
It's my fucking SpongeBob lunchbox, huh? That's what gets you?
Yeah. No, I'm just, dude, I'm just picturing like this guy, like not even like dreads like yours, but like long, really thin, like down to his like nips. He's, you know, just culturally appropriated dreadlocks.
Yeah. Bro, Lorenzo says he took LSD and meditated for his first time, said it was nuts. I was thinking about that too. If we just meditated, like got to a field and sat down and we just said, okay, no talking for like 20 minutes. We're going to have a little meditation session.
Bro,
see where the mind goes.
I like putting on the fucking old record player and fucking playing some jams and just fucking staring at my ceiling, looking at all the fucking Mayan fucking things.
I think that's the time when it's the craziest trips, because there's two different types of trips in my opinion. You have those where you're, even if people are around, you're still staring at the wall, watching it mellow out. That's when you go into your head and like the meditative, crazy imagination. And then there's the being with your buddies and just looking at your buddies and just being like, first comes the holy fuck stage, and you guys are, everything's just intense, and then the laughing stage when you come down from it a little bit.
Do you remember fucking the salvia days?
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Horrible.
That was fun as... That was like the most visual experiences that I've ever had.
Same.
Yeah, that shit was nuts, dude.
The whole 15 minutes that it was happening.
I remember I was like, some guy was like, yeah, I don't like salvia. And I was like, did you take enough? Did you take the strongest shit? Because, like, you can get some shitty, weaker salvia that you don't think. You got to get the best shit. Yeah. You got to go or go home.
And then take the one hit and just hold it as long as you can. And
Lorenzo says salvia is crazy.
Salvia is crazy.
I did not have much fun on salvia.
I
thought I was having fun.
I watched you turn into Pac-Man and Dylan turn into a dragon.
Dude, that at the playground was fucking
And then I saw the leprechaun from the Leprechaun movies. Dude, that was fucking brutal.
Dude, Lorenzo also says DMT is better. I want to try it. I've never tried it in my life. I would like to try that.
So I smoked DMT, DMT bedded, or it was just a bowl of, fucking whatever kind of weed the guy had at the time. And then he put DMT on top of it, and we smoked that and just fucking looked at a Van Gogh painting for like an hour, and then I was done. And I was just like, I just felt stuff, and then it was over. And I was like, wow, that was really weird.
Oh, yeah.
It was... I just like was staring at this paint. No music, no one was talking. There were three of us, and we were just all in this room lit with a red light, just staring at the same paint, like fucking Walmart bought Van Gogh painting that was framed on someone's wall.
Hell yeah,
dude, it was fucking great though. Spiritual.
I remember when we were at Mike's place, then we went to the fireworks and all that jazz and that. But when we were at your place beforehand, and like we were staring at your like posters and you put in a black light, and I was like, holy fuck, this is insane. I could probably stare at this all night. Dude. Oh yeah,
that was some of the better shit that I've ever had too.
Dude, that was crazy, because while we were having the Trevor drive us, the cars had the most, I've never seen the most vivid Sonic the Hedgehog trails,
bro,
where you have, like Sonic the Hedgehog, for you who's listening, you see like 10 of them, and they just start to fade behind what's moving, like Sonic the Hedgehog. And dude, I swear to God, one car was the length of like 10 cars with its like I don't even know, mirrored
the
trail, yeah. And then the roads, when we were driving down both sides of the highway, were waving, not like one big wave, but like each side of the highway was waving up and down in its different pattern. Like it was
wild as fuck.
That was the craziest thing. I think that's when my nose was bleeding.
Yeah, and I thought you were gonna die.
We went to a lake, and my nose started bleeding, and I thought I was dead. Thought I was like bleeding out of my brain. I was very scared for a minute. Very fucking scared for a minute, but
oh jeez.
I'm here. I'm kicking. I'm alive. We haven't hit the word of the day, I'm guessing, yet.
No, not yet. Not yet. We'll get there.
I feel like we've touched on a lot. Did we just miss it? Did we skip over it?
I mean, I might have missed it if it was said earlier, but...
What, yeah, thank God I'm good. Thanks, Lorenzo. Yeah, I was, very scared. I thought I was dead. I thought I was bleeding out of my fucking brain. I literally thought my brain was coming out of my nose, and I almost started crying, I think. I legit think I almost started crying.
Is that like 4th of July?
It was 1 year. It was 6th of July because they had it 2 days after the actual 4th of July, and wow, I fucking was bleeding hard too. Like, it wasn't just a little nosebleed, it was like dripping constantly out of my fucking face, just all on my face and hands and shit, and that almost turned me off to drugs. But thank God it wasn't that bad, because I love drugs. So yeah, I can't be too mad, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Someday though, like I said, I want to take LSD and like strong shit, or maybe even just shrooms. But I want to go to like a hypnotist or something.
Yeah.
I've never been to a hypnotist like at parties and shit. Like, I've always wanted to try like going up there and being like, "What do you get me?"
And
you know,
you think you would?
I don't know. People always say, "Oh, I can't be hypnotized," and some people. I feel like it just depends how hard you get tranced that day, how relaxed you are. Maybe, I don't know. It's a weird fucking thing.
Right.
I used to watch a bunch of videos on it, how to do it.
Like Chris Angel Mind Freak or what?
Mind freak.
Dude, that shit was so fun to watch, but the dumbest one of him jumping that fucking car over the cliff and then the helicopter holding the cage. Have you guys ever seen that one?
No.
He goes, "I'm going to jump this Lamborghini off this ramp into the Grand Canyon, and I'm going to get into that cage that's hanging by a helicopter." And so when he drives up the ramp, it goes into a view where the ramp's here and the cage is up there and the car is here. At the last second, you see the car go over the ramp and the fire explodes behind the car, completely making it invisible. When the flames go away, the car is nowhere and he's just up in the cage going, "Woo! Woo!" Flying around in a cage. Yes! Yes! I'm like, that's the best acting I've ever seen, bro.
Oh my god.
If only the stunt like could actually live up and look better, but it was such a shitty looking stunt, and he was like, I almost believed he actually teleported, like, for how excited he was. I don't know.
I did it.
I don't know. Chris Angel out there doing magic and fighting demons.
Oh.
Some doing magic and fighting demons. Something around the world. I can't remember. In what part of the old MK is our secret hidden word, AJ? Like, what do we get to know what it relates to?
Yeah, so hippie culture, San Francisco, CIA.
The gays.
CIA, hippie culture, San Francisco. Man, that's tough.
You almost said it there.
Man, Burning Man.
No.
Oh, tough.
No.
Oh. Golden Gate Bridge. San Francisco. What the hell else was in? Is it related to it, or is it kind of
Very related to the CIA and MK Ultra.
All what we've been talking about, huh?
Yeah, in San Francisco, the hippie culture, convicted serial killer that came out of the hippie culture, MK Ultra, CIA, San
Manson?
Francisco. Yeah.
Charles Manson? Woo!
I wish I could do some dancing like Charles Manson.
Oh yeah, dancing like Charles Manson, baby.
My hint first is like his name's tattooed on my chest. I was like, that's too obvious.
Did we? Because we talked about that, right? That we talked about that they like gave his like following drugs and shit. Like,
We haven't done a Manson episode yet.
But that's
really we've talked about it like separately off air.
right.
I'm good, bro.
Oh fuck.
We've talked about it off air a lot. It's an episode I really want to do. And there was a book that came out last year called Chaos. That's all like written from a CIA guy about basically how the Manson murders were perpetrated by the CIA.
Oh god, let's take the shot. Fuck me.
Woo-wee.
Fuck me. Oh fuck.
That'll put hair on your nipples.
I hate Black Velvet.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be interested in doing that episode soon.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm down. We could do it for a serial killer this month. Woof.
Yeah, I don't know what we're planning on doing next week with Al being here for the first time as audio guy,
Right.
but
We'll have to think of a good episode.
should be something fun. Yeah, we got an extra 2 days too.
Right. What we'll have to talk about that. What we plan on then.
Yeah,
So it should be a banging episode.
yeah, it'll be top tier.
So Lorenzo, if you want to tune in, will be Monday instead. So
No, Wednesday now.
I mean Wednesday. God damn it. But definitely keep checking us out. We like having the crew with us.
But yeah, just a precursor to that is the CIA. Charles Manson was had CIA contacts after he got out of federal prison in San Francisco, then moved to LA, started a cult, took over a rundown movie set, and yeah, that's where the story starts.
Oh yeah, that'll be a fun one. Wow, that Black Velvet is just sitting out right. Whew. Sheesh. Makes me feel like it's winter or something in here. Got goosebumps,
Dude, it's
bro.
cold down here.
It's nice.
I put on shorts and a fucking tank top, expecting it to be warm down here like it is upstairs, and it's not.
Hey, thank God it's fucking cold though, and not smoking down here.
Dude,
so.
it's supposed to be 103 on Wednesday without the fucking humidity.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. I'm just going to take the whole week off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
that'd
should.
be a fucking smart
It'd be
idea.
a good day to go sit in the river. I'll tell you that
yeah.
much. Be a good day to sit in the river.
We can do it. You said Wednesday?
Yeah.
Plan on it.
Or
Rag
we're
Bry's
doing-
coming through town.
Or wait, this Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, this
This
Wednesday.
Wednesday I'm going to Vernon's, the farm and shit, the land. They're having I think 300 people out there from Ragbri. So I don't know if anyone wants to come. Feel free. Anyone listening, you're welcome.
Follow us home.
Yeah, as always, follow us home. But I don't really have much left on MK Ultras. It was probably still going on.
No, it definitely is still.
Yeah.
Under a different name. Now it's just people getting prescribed Xanax.
Yeah.
They're like, it's so much easier to just prescribe people Xanax. It's and lorazepams and stuff.
They want it anyway.
Right.
You know?
Like, they want to be fucking zombified, dude.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about, like, when you're, like, 18, 16 to 20, and you're like, oh, man, I just want to get fucked up, and, like, oh, I can go to the doctor and tell them I'm depressed, and they'll give me lorazepam, and then I'm fucked up.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
like, dude, it's such a shit fucking culture of,
Yep.
Right.
like, sobriety kind of sucks, but
But that's what you need to learn to like sobriety a little bit when you get
yeah,
older. That's what
well, you have
keeps
to
us-
embrace sobriety. It's not even like more of like a liking it. You just have to be like, oh yeah, like I have to be, you know,
At least sometimes, you know.
yeah,
You can't be fucked up
all the time.
Exactly.
And it's what all these kids want to do because it's what they see kids on TikTok doing, and
Yeah.
and back in the day they saw them on YouTube doing it. It's not. That ain't the life, bro.
That shit boring.
Take it from me, dude. It took me, like, I had a really bad alcohol addiction for a year. I would say a year, where I was just like, oh, well, if I just drink, then tomorrow will come sooner.
Yeah.
It was back when I was plumbing, and I was just like, my back hurts. The only way to make my back not hurt so I can go to bed is to drink. It's like, that was the easy option, not a
Right.
great option.
You just work harder and you just go to sleep faster.
Yeah, you just make your back hurt a little bit more, and you'll pass out.
I feel like that's what it is. Like, you get older and it's like like we were talking about drinking and shit, how it's like, yo, drinking is just not the same because we don't have the energy to stay hyped up through the time period of drinking. Like, it can, but it's harder, you know? When you're young, you're just so, like, even though you're doing downers, you have so much fucking energy, it's like, it doesn't matter. You're having fun. Now, if someone gave me a downer, I'd be like, alright, I'm gonna go play games all night. Like, I'm not gonna hang out. I'm good.
Right.
I'm gonna play Mario Kart by myself in the corner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's me on a downer.
Me on a downer would just be like, fuck, dude. I remember when I used to smoke hella weed, though, and I didn't have the energy at all, and I would just fall asleep. I'd be in World of Warcraft, just riding my mount around in circles in the air, and Austin would go, "What are you doing, Dylan?" And I'd wake up, kind of, and I'd be like, "Huh? Oh, yeah." And he's like, "You're just flying around in a circle." I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm fucking zonked, bro." That was the days, playing games that were nice and chill while you're tripping or something like that. Now if I play games while I'm tripping LSD or something like that, it's like I'm playing intense shooters. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm sweating and shaking, and it's like the most intense thing in the world, bro. Hate it, but I love it. But don't do drugs. Drugs are bad, okay?
Okay.
Until you're 18. Then you can do whatever you want.
And the money that you're planning on spending on drugs, you can spend on our Patreon page, patreon.com/WKPod. Follow us on Twitter @WKPod and on Instagram @WKPodcast. As always, I'm your host, AJ, here with my good friends Dylan and Michael.
What?
And this has been another episode of the WRK Podcast, where we ask questions, but at the end of the day, who really knows? And we will catch you fuckers next week.
Bye.
And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
Violence breeds violence. Repression breeds retaliation. And only a cleansing of our whole society can we remove this sickness from our souls.